98.7 WFGR, that is Sticks and Come Sail Away. It's Andy O and Dave Cackley, and if today wasn't busy enough already, we get to spread a little bit more good news.
I know. This makes me feel good.
I love this kind of, you know what, This is the best part of this job. You say what you want about the free Whopper coupons and the low paychecks. I'm here to tell you what, when you get a chance to help in a community, that's the payoff.
But when did you start getting Whopper coupons? I'm just getting the Get 'em and Goes.
God, did I say that out loud?
And I just got a fry for Get 'em and Goes.
Whoops. Didn't mean to let that slip.
All right. That's all right.
We have got Cheryl Schuch in the studio. Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
Hello. I'm great.
Nice to see you this morning. Now, you say you run around with this one over here?
I do.
Oh,
She's
boy.
amazing.
Lots of trouble.
Look out.
So we know we're in for a good time if anything to do with Kathy's involved.
Yes, always.
Let's talk a little bit about the Family Promise of Grand Rapids. Tell us how this started.
Family Promise of Grand Rapids started 17 years ago here in Grand Rapids. It's a family shelter for families who become homeless with children. And we've been doing some great work. We have 36 congregations right now around the community who help us provide a lot of our services and the overnight shelter for the families.
So people that lose their house for any reason, it could be
any reason,
job loss or whatever. Is it really still that big of a problem in Grand Rapids?
Yeah, so that's the first thing everybody asks, right? Family homelessness is the largest and fastest growing sector of homelessness, especially here in Michigan.
Yep.
The number of school-aged kids who are homeless has risen over 300% in the last 4 years.
Define homeless. Because you know what? There are people out there that may live in an RV or that type thing. Does that qualify them as homeless?
So if that's their permanent choice for housing, no.
Okay.
And if they are stable and they can provide basic needs for their kids and they're in school and they're healthy, they're good.
Good enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we're talking about kids who don't know where they're coming home to tonight. We're talking about people who are sometimes doubled up. They bounce around. They might sleep in 4 different places in 1 week. They spend the night, moms with young kids, walking around the 24-hour superstores because they don't have good overnight shelter. They're living in their cars. They're living in auto body shops. You name it, we see it.
This is still going on in West Michigan.
It's going on big time in West Michigan. And the problem is when you think of homelessness, you think of the person under the bridge, right?
Yeah.
And you think of mental illness, you think of substance abuse. That's not the situation with our families. Our families are many times employed. A lot of them come in and they're in college or have college degrees. They've had significant job loss, medical illness that has bankrupted them, or sometimes it's just a family breakup and the breadwinner walks away and the parent staying at home with the kids can't support and pay for the bills and doesn't have good job history and all of that.
Wow.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Hundreds.
You'd like to think that even though money's tight for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a struggle, and you got to pay all this money for gasoline and food, and it's expensive to live. But to think that there are moms out there that push their kids around a store all night long because they've got nowhere else to go, that's
Next
hard
time you go to
believe.
Walmart and you see a baby at midnight in a cart, instead of thinking it's a bad parent, you're going to think, wow, maybe they're homeless.
Right.
I never stopped to think about that.
Wow.
Not once. Unbelievable. We
have 5 families that stay with us at one time, and that's half the capacity for families to stay together. A lot of times dads are separated from their families when they become homeless, boys over the age of 10. So it's really important for that family unit to stay together.
Sure.
But for all of Kent County, we get 12 to 15 calls a week from families who are homeless, who need shelter, who can't come into shelter because there's not enough space for them.
Oh, my God.
I'm shocked by this. I mean, I wanted to take a lighthearted, fun approach to to doing some fundraising here, but these statistics are just how many homeless people in West Michigan right now?
I don't
Closest
know.
estimate. I mean,
I don't know because West Michigan, we focus just on Kent County.
Okay.
But,
right.
There are thousands.
Yeah.
And for our families, the good news is that the fundraiser we're doing on Monday, the golf outing, is going to put a huge dent in that. For the money we're hoping to raise, that would touch 100 kids, bring them through shelter, help us get them into a new home, all the services they need to get them up and running, mental, physical health, everything else. So it can really make a dent.
And this looks like a really fun event.
Yeah. At Blythefield Country Club. And this is what I was talking about. This is a course that you can't play.
Right. Yeah.
You can't just set up a tea time and go play Blythefield.
Right.
You got to be a member.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do I know this? I was a busboy there. I was. I was
were
like
qualified
16.
to be a busboy?
I was. I was a busboy at Blythefield Country Club. And I remember I was like 16 years old, and I went out on that golf course one time because they would let employees play it on Mondays.
Right.
I'm not much of a golfer, even still.
Yeah.
I'm no good at it. And then you put in the whole patience factor.
Right.
Yeah.
Forget it. I jump on a cart and smoke a cigar.
Right, you can't talk. You can't do all
Yeah.
those things while you're out
Well,
there, right?
I tried Blythefield. I got to like the end of the second hole, and I'm like, you know what? I suck at this.
Going back
And
to the
I did.
clubhouse.
I turned around and went back into the house. But I remember the club. I remember it like it was.
This is upscale.
It's nice.
It's upscale, but it's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
group is great.
They let
We
the hair
have-
down a little bit
They
on
let
these
the hair
days.
down. It's a Monday, so
Yep.
you know we kind of have the place to ourselves, and we're really excited. We still have room for golfers, and if you're not a golfer, you can go on the website familypremisegr.org
Yep.
and donate and support the kids. A lot of our golfers are doing fundraising to support the programs as they're golfing, kind of like the walks or runs that you might do. So we're hoping to raise a lot of money. This is the main fundraiser for the year, so this is it.
And you don't have to run. You don't have to run a 5K or a 20K to cure an illness or to
You can
to-
drink
to
beer,
cure
smoke
homelessness.
cigars,
You
and-
can drink, you can smoke, and
play
golf.
right?
That is awesome.
Win prizes. It's amazing.
How many years this has been going on?
This is our 11th
No
annual
kidding.
outing.
All right.
And our 4th year of doing it at Blythefield.
Okay. And what kind of sponsorship is involved with this? Do you have people out there that are backing this?
We do. We have some amazing sponsors. We have several of the banks in town, Bank of Holland, Founders, Chemical Bank as a lead sponsor. We have Dial as our main event sponsor. Lots of different businesses who are whole sponsors. And individuals as well
Yeah.
who have stepped up into that role. So they're making it possible that as we collect donations coming in, all of that money is going to be going directly to support our families and our
Wow.
kids.
I'll tell you what, Blythefield Country Club, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the event. 11:30 is the registration and the launch, and then do a 1 o'clock shotgun start. This is next Monday.
Next Monday, yep.
And then at
Less
the
than a
very
week.
bottom of the thing, I see at 5:30 they've got hors d'oeuvres and cocktails.
Okay, yes.
All right, here's my story about Blythefield and hors d'oeuvres. All right. I'm 16 years old. I'm carrying dinners around, and they come back into the break room, and they dropped off a plate of hors d'oeuvres that weren't finished. And I looked at these hors d'oeuvres, and I'm like, hey, that looks pretty good.
Job that needs to be done.
No, but I'm a 16-year-old fat kid. What do I care? I'll eat some of this. And on one of these hors d'oeuvres was caviar.
Uh-oh.
And I thought, well, I'm going to give that a try. It is exactly like in Big. When he bit, it was exactly like Tom Hanks did. I was scraping my tongue off. I spit it out the back window of the kitchen. And I have not developed a palate for caviar yet.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Ever since then.
Andy, I'm sorry, but your membership has been denied.
Yeah, you will never become a member at the Blythefield Country Club. Keep
God.
carrying dinners. That, I'll tell you another great memory at Blythefield. There was a big wedding party, and when they threw a wedding at Blythefield, they threw a wedding at
To
Blythefield.
the nines.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was on my way through the ballroom, which was closed down, waiting for the dance to start, out to the blue room, which is the dining room. I don't know if it's been all redone now or not, but it was blue back then. And as I was going to make a turn, I was carrying 16 dinners,
Oh, no.
steak and lobster.
This isn't going to end well.
No,
Oh, I can see
a
it
door
coming.
hit my tray.
Oh.
All 16 of them crashed all over the floor.
Oh.
Louis DeCoyster was the head chef, and all I heard from the back room was, well, I can't say it on the radio. But it sounds like a great time. Cheryl, thanks so much for coming in and talking a little bit about
Thanks
this.
for having me. You
I
guys
would
are
have
great.
I never would have imagined that
I know.
homelessness is that big of a deal.
Yep.
And to think that these families are displaced and all that stuff. We'll put all the information up online at WFGR.com. Go
A
ahead.
quick question now. The hors d'oeuvres of the cocktails, it's 5:30, so there's not going to be any cocktails pre-golfing? Or
Depends on if you're golfing. If you're out
Okay.
on the course, you're good to go.
Oh,
Oh.
really?
Yep.
If you're working,
Okay.
on the other hand, you probably
Bring a
have to.
yes.
Why don't you show up there at 5:30 just for
With-
I
cocktails?
promise,
With
Andy-
flask in hand.
Yeah, I promise no caviar. You're good.
All right, good. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
The door's open. If you need a
Thank
hand
you.
with anything for the homeless, you come
Thank
talk
you.
to us. All
We'll
right.
help you
Thanks,
out.
you guys.
Cheryl Schuch, thank you so much. Get out. We'll put all the details online at WFGR.com.